Brendan Sorsby.
Brendan, did they show that final look at all throughout the game until then, or did they kind of save it and sneak the safety lineup over, show cover one, and then sprint him back?
They had ran the same coverage. It was just a really good disguise in the last snap. Like I said, props to those guys. Really good play by the safety. Yeah.
What have you done in your career to kind of teach yourself to move on from frustrating moments like that?
At the end of the day, it's football. Mistakes are going to happen. Obviously, you wouldn't like to throw a game-losing interception like that, but we got 11 games left. So, long season ahead, a lot of ball left, so there's no point, letting this mistake at the end of the game drag out into the next week. I'm excited to get back out there with the guys and, showcase what we can do.
Right, when you look at Nebraska secondary, obviously a lot of experience, a lot of really talented players there. Was it frustrating for you that you, in the offense, really struggled to push the ball down the field throughout the course of the game until really the fourth quarter?
Yeah, obviously, as an offense in general, you would like to be able to throw the ball down the field and have a bunch of explosive plays, but they did a good job of making us take everything, underneath. I got to do a better job of hitting some stuff. We just got to play pitch and catch out there and find a way to move the ball down the field and then get explosives that way, get them to come down, and then, take the deep shots whenever they come. But, props to those guys in the secondary and their defense as a whole.
You ran the ball well. Have you ever had, even in a game like that, where it just was a struggle to throw the ball, and how do you get over it?
Iowa State last year was very similar. Ran the ball a lot, ran it well, but just couldn't seem to get the ball going, throwing it. So we just got to find a way to consistently each week find ways to get the ball, down the field to our guys, and however that may be, we just got to figure out a way to do it. But obviously it's frustrating as a quarterback, but got to find a way to overcome it.
How much do you need to try to get Joe Royer involved in the pass game moving forward to kind of eliminate those downfield struggles?
We got to get all of our guys the ball, especially Joe, as many times as we can. So really just, it starts with me obviously being able to deliver a good accurate ball, but just finding ways to get our guys the ball in space and let them go to work.
Brendan, obviously, after Thursday night, Caleb had the fumble and then the interception at the end. Walk us through what those conversations were like with you and him being a leader of this team and saying, hey, keep your head up, I got you next time around.
Yeah, there's really nothing else to it other than that. Like I said, it's football, you're going to make mistakes. Obviously, both of those turnovers were pretty costly in the grand scheme of the game and everything, but we got to find a way to move on. We got 11 more games, a lot of conference play. Obviously, all of our goals are still ahead of us, so we got to take it one week at a time and bounce back this week.
Cyrus always wants the ball. Is there another guy that comes in the huddle and says, what about me? Or would you like to have more of that? More?
No, all of our guys are that way. They're all hungry and they all want the ball. But we didn't throw the ball that well to anybody. So, guys obviously upset. Nobody more upset than me. 69 passing yards is not up to my standard for sure. So definitely I know the guys' frustration as well. But, it wasn't like one of those games where I had 400 passing and, just one guy was just dominating, the stat sheet. No. There was not very many passing yards to go around, last Thursday. So we got to find a way to bounce back this week and, hit some easy stuff and get some guys going.
Can you explain the silent count and kind of how much more difficult that makes running an offense?
Obviously, it kind of throws you out of your rhythm a little bit. And then it's really, obviously, it's pretty easy to time up the snap. And then Gavin's got to try to mix it up a little bit just so they're not just jumping it as easily. And then just an accumulation of things is just, whenever everything's going on, maybe the guards or tackles hear something that didn't actually, get said or actually happen. So that's where the false starts would come from. It was a really loud atmosphere, so it was tough, obviously, but we got to find a way, if we do have to do that going forward, just to clean up those little mistakes.
Loudest atmosphere you've ever played in?
I think it was loud every snap of the game. They really didn't take too many plays off, so it was probably number one for me.
Talk about the connection with Joe. Teams are going to come in and try to game plan him away. What do you guys need to do to maybe find a different strategy or whatever to get him open a little more?
It starts with just, showcasing our other guys and what they can do. And then, just play ball whenever it comes out to it. Whether it's a scramble drill or whatever it may be. Me and Joe are really good at doing off-schedule things. So just finding ways to get him the ball, whether it's, on schedule or off schedule. And, finding ways to get the other guys the ball so defenses have to respect everybody and can't just key on him.
Any other questions for Brendan? Thank you.
Thank y'all.